Hi guys, this is my entry for the NYX Cosmetics FACE Awards Australia. Let's get straight into it. Start out by sketching the leopard on your chest using a white paint or a pencil. We're outlining in white because it's easy to remove, and this way we can get the shape exactly how we want it before committing to colour. For this paint, I'm not copying a picture directly, rather I'm using a few reference pictures of real leopards just to get dimensions correct. Beginning the paint, block out the colour on the leopard starting from white to darker tones. This way you can keep the whites bright and create a base to blend. Using a technique similar to contouring, highlight the highest points and shade with deep colours to create depth. Use the NYX Avant Pop palette in Surreal My Heart to set the light tones and lightly blend out the colours. We're not going to blend them super perfectly as this will keep the fur a little bit more organic, and we'll come back to this later. Starting on the eyes, paint an orange base, then use black to define the edges and paint on a pupil. Create a shadow on the top part of the eye and highlight the bottom with the eyeshadows. And then, using the NYX SFX cream colour in white, highlight the eye, the eyebrows and underneath. A little bit more around the bridge and under eyes before starting the black spots. Looking at my reference photos, I noticed they have some interesting vertical lines which are as their eyebrows, and then the dots radiate outwards from the centre of the face. I think it was a pretty cool look, so I'm going to copy that. Use an almost fully dry brush to paint these on, so the spots are textured and purposely smudgy. Paint the nose brown with black nostrils and slits, and add highlights when needed. For the mouth, paint the outline in black first, and then shade the underside with black eyeshadow. Highlight a touch more with the SFX cream colour, and then paint the whisker dots. Start big on the outside and progressively get smaller as you approach the centre. Make sure to angle these so that they're not completely straight. Finally, shade around the mouth, and then it's back to the rest of the face. Continue the spots across the cheeks and forehead, and paint in the black tones of the ear, taking care to leave a white patch in the centre. Add base colours for the ear hair, and then use eyeshadows to shade the face. Once again, using a contouring technique, and then add white flicks of highlights. Continuing with this style, shape the rest of the body. Keep in mind the angle of each spot to create the illusion of curves. With this particular pose, the face is in focus and the rest of the body is slightly blurry and hidden in grass, so we want to make sure the spots aren't too crisp. Using a slightly damp blending brush, blur the edges and then dab cream right to create a little bit of texture. Don't worry if you make a mistake, just remove it and try again. Keep the natural light in mind and make sure to highlight the limbs accordingly. Add some flicking motions for longer fur pieces, and then, using the NYX white liquid liner, add the ear hairs and highlights. Once the cat is done, use mustard, ochre and brown colours to create a background. Use darker colours on the ground and on the outer areas and under the neck, so it's lighter around the leopard. Set the colours with eyeshadows and then start on the grass. Each time you dip your brush, mix the colour a little bit more so each blade has variation. For a few closer pieces, make them a lighter tone and use the NYX Vivid Brights Liner and Halo to make some texture. Using the white liquid liner, create crisscross motions to make the leaves. To create dark blades, use the NYX Y2K lip liner and shade with dark shadow. Try this out in a smaller section in case you're not happy with it. Then it's onto the rest of the body. Make sure to overlap the legs and body of the leopard with grass so it recedes back into the scrub. Add in the whiskers with the white liquid liner, and then, using the NYX Vivid Brights Envy liner, add a few touches of green. Do the same with flicks of golden hour, and the chest is done. For our face, we'll use yellow eyeshadows for blush, highlighting with the yellow from the Avant Pop palette and contouring with the brown. Use the ombre blush in Strictly Chic to lightly warm the contour up a bit too. Add a bit of shimmer on the cheekbones and then head straight into brows. Use a brow gel on an angled brush to define the shape, working from the middle to a fine point on the tail, then pushing the excess up in the front. After priming the eyes, use yellow in the crease as a base making sure to focus it in the inner corner of the crease and flick it out down the sides of the nose and out to the temple. Follow this shape with darker tones to hollow out the socket. Using the NYX Vinyl Liquid Liner, closely line the top lid and create an inner corner point before flicking it out into a cat eye. Darken your top waterline with an eye pencil and sharpen up the inner corner with golden hour to simultaneously highlight it. Using the white liquid liner, follow the same shape as the leopard's under eyes and colour the lower waterline black. With taupe eyeshadow, shade underneath the white, add mascara, then some eyelashes, before finishing with a nude lip. After all this, I painted my forehead to match, and to be honest, I wasn't a fan. I tried to copy the leopard's markings, but I thought it was too heavy and distracting from the paint, so I ended up removing it and making the piece more subdued. To make the leopard spots, create organic, incomplete circles. Try not to think about it too much, and try to use the dry brush technique used on the actual leopard spots, again for a little bit more texture. Range from broken spots to complete dots. Fill in the gaps with orange paint and you're done. I hope you guys enjoyed this piece. Please make sure to subscribe if you'd like to see some more, and I'll catch you next time.